What is up? Welcome to the live stream today. Happy Monday. Hope you're having a fantastic day. If you are joining us on the live stream right now, then hop over to that chat and say hi. Give me a little wave, emoji, whatever you want to do. Let me know that you are here hanging out with us today. I am so excited to be with you guys today. We're doing something a little different. We're doing a book review, which I have never done on this channel before. I've told you guys about books I like, but we haven't actually done one of these. So I'm super, super excited. Before we get into all of that, if you don't know who I am or you are new hanging out with us on this channel, hi, my name is Katie, and welcome to this channel where we talk all about how to be a powerful storyteller and how to be a better communicator through video. We do all sorts of things on this channel. We do advice, how-tos for communication and public speaking, motivational content to get you going, and product reviews like the one that we are doing today. I don't think of a book as a product, but it is. So it's labeled as a product review. I need to like swallow or something. Okay, let's get right into the book today. I'm so excited to be doing this with you guys. We are looking at this book, and I read it. It took me a couple days to read. So good. I listened to the audio version. Hello, Alan. Thanks for joining the live stream. This is a book that is called Fear is Not the Boss of Me. Actually, that's a typo. It's Fear is Not the Boss of You. You always have one of those in live streams. This is by Jennifer Allwood. And I love this book so much. There's so many things I want to share with you guys today, but I've limited it. I've restricted it down to a few things. So that is what we were doing. Alan commented in the thing. He said he's standing in line to do Amazon returns at Kohl's. So he's tuning in. That's awesome, Alan. I love that. We're going to jump right into this, and we're going to talk about exactly what this book is about. It's really about how to get out of your head and live the life you were made for. That sounds sounds very popular, but actually the stuff she gets into is like really, really solid. And basically, if we're talking about more in depth, this book is really about living despite fear and acting upon the fear in your life. Jennifer goes through experiences in her own life that presented difficult decisions and difficult choices that she had to make. And she really talks about how she overcame them, how she kind of learned to deal with fear and having a more intentional mentality, taking actions more intentionally, and how her relationship with God impacted her success. We're going to be talking about this book in depth, trying to keep this a little bit shorter than most of my live streams have been. So we'll see where we will see where we go from that. But if any time during this video you were like, I would really like to check out this book, there is a link down below to Amazon where you can buy the book, the actual physical book. You can get an audio version. I know they have it on Audible. They also have like a CD version. Whatever you're into, they've got the format for you. So go check them out if you end up being interested in this book. A couple disclaimers, some things I thought were important to point out before we get right into this. First of all, Jennifer is a Christian. She talks about her faith in this book. I know not everyone who watches this channel is religious in any form, so just understand that that is an aspect of the book. And she talks about a lot of amazing stuff that doesn't have to do with God, but that is a big aspect of her life. And so she does share that in the book. Something to keep in mind. Also, for sure, this is a book pointing to women, kind of focused for women. And if you're a guy watching, Alan, you're watching, like, this is going to be a great, what's the word I'm looking for? This is going to be like a great rerun of this book, kind of like giving you a little bit of what the book is about. Obviously, guys are going to appreciate this book. Girls are going to appreciate this book. This would be a great Christmas present or birthday present for your wife or your girlfriend or whatever. This is a really, really great book. So everyone can get something out of this book. But understand that Jennifer is really focusing towards the women. Okay. Finally, there are some comments. There are some things in this book. There are some theological things that I don't necessarily agree with. There are some resources that she suggests that I do not agree with. Understand that just because I'm doing a book review and I say this book is really good, I don't agree with everything, and that's okay. When you read a book, you're not going to agree 100% with the author. Keep that in mind. Those are all of my disclaimers for you guys today. Let's get into some highlights about this book. All right. I feel like why I made that typo is because I'm like, fear is not the boss of me. We'll make this personal. Okay. This is one of the first things that I noticed, and I loved this. Very unique opinion. Stop shooting for confidence. That's not a popular opinion. We throw this term confidence around all the time. I do myself on this channel. And she had a very interesting perspective of the relationship between fear and confidence. And oftentimes we all have this mentality that confidence appears when fear disappears. Confidence appears when fear disappears. And I think that that's really it's a wrong mentality, because really what confidence is working and gaining skills and repeating and being repetitive on the things that you want to do, constantly pushing forward and doing that, and then gaining confidence from the amount of experience, the amount of skills that you have, the amount of time that you've put into that. She's making it very clear that confidence is not the goal, that pushing through the fear is the goal, because guess what? Fear is going to be there all the time. Listen, live streams are not, I like public speaking, but I hate public speaking at the same time. Like my little typos, right? There's always things that go wrong. And so I have fear, but I'm not going to let that fear control me. I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. Loved her mentality on this. Was a great point in her book. She also talked about bitterness and how bitterness ruins your chances at success and happiness. This is a really, really good point for anyone, whether you are religious or not. Bitterness is this nasty thing that seeps into our lives. And I think it really pits not only us against ourselves, but it also pits us against a lot of relationships, a lot of good relationships in our lives. Everything we do and experience and everything that is said to us ends up being kind of viewed through this lens of just anger and distrust and just bitterness and jealousy. So she really talked about how in her personal life this became a problem, and it really sucked the life out of her. It sucked the success out of her. I think it's a really important aspect of being successful in any form. Whatever you label as success, being successful and being happy, like bitterness and jealousy cannot be a part of that. Let's move on. I'm moving kind of quick, but I'm just kind of giving you a little bit of a taste of what this book is about. Okay, so she also talked about procrastinating and how indecision is a decision. If you are friends with me on Facebook or on social media, you will see that I posted that comment because I was like, oh man, that is a great comment, a great quote from Jennifer. I really think this is so true. Procrastination is one of those things that for a lot of us, procrastination is not necessarily habit. So procrastination is a little tricky. I actually have brothers who pump out better content if they're procrastinating because they have to feel that sense of urgency. I'm not a procrastinator, so I can't even understand them. I have a really hard time understanding them. But oftentimes, those of us who aren't procrastinating or aren't procrastinators will procrastinate on the things that we don't want to do. Does that make sense? We focus on the things that we really could easily accomplish and get done. She talks all about that in this book. Jennifer really goes in depth on, the fact that she would like spend time cleaning out her sock drawer, like cleaning out her shirts instead of doing what she really needed to do, getting those little wins instead of doing what we actually need to be doing. Not that you shouldn't have an orderly sock drawer, but she talks all about that. Great chapters on procrastination, doing the stuff that you actually need to do, like right now, like yesterday. She also talked about this tough thing. It is not all about you. Wow. Okay. So this is a hard one for me. It's always been a hard one, even ever since I was younger. My mom and I were just talking about this. When I was younger, like it was all about me. The world revolved around me. And that is something that I constantly have to keep in check. Maybe you relate. And so it's a tough thing, but she really got in there and said what needed to be said. And I appreciated the fact that not only did she say, listen, girl, like this is not all about you, but she also said, isn't it great that it's not all about you? It's about the people you care about and the people that you're impacting. And that's a pretty cool mission. If you're just joining the live stream, we are talking about fear is not the boss of you. That is a typo up there. Apologies. I took this personally. This is a fear is not the boss of me. Definitely go comment in the chat if you're just joining and let us know where you are watching from. We are going to move on to I believe, our final or second to final point. I should have numbered these. Okay, so you gotta want it bad. Yeah. Okay. This is really important, guys. This is really, really important because for me, there's like there's like two different levels of things that I enjoy doing. There's the things I enjoy doing, but I don't really put a massive amount of effort into. And then there's the things that I want bad. And I'm like, I'm going to go after that and I'm going to get that done. We all have those things in our lives. We need to be able to distinguish between those two levels because we need to be understanding what we really need to be putting effort in and the stuff that we can let go of. It kind of goes right into that live stream that I did on Saturday talking about how, we really need to be all in on the things that are important in life. And she talks all about this in the book. It's such a great topic. And I really appreciated how she approached this topic. Finally, we have fear should not own you. Obviously, the title of this book is Fear is Not the Boss of You, or in my case, me. But she really talks very in depth at the end and all throughout the book about the fact that fear should not own you. It can, and oftentimes it does, but it shouldn't. I realized I just did a typo. Fear should not. Yes, thank you. I said shouldn't. So I think it's really, really important to think about this long and hard. I realize the title of this book and this topic are similar, but we need to pause for a minute and realize like fear is this thing that can control us and does control us, but it doesn't have to. Again, that is a choice we make. We have to make the choice if we are going to let fear control us. Yeah. I feel like we need a little moment here because there's so many of us in the world that just let fear control us. And some people, the minute they get opposition, the minute they get any kind of tension, they stop. And she really Jennifer does a great job in this book. I really, really appreciate her mentality and just her focus and just really appreciate all the stuff that she talked about in this book. And this may be a typo, but I want you to say this. Fear is not the boss of me. I feel like this almost may have been a typo for a reason. Fear is not the boss of me. Wow. Yeah, right? Let me go back. I went too soon. I want to go to that cover title again because it is life-changing. This book is a life changer, and if you're thinking about buying this book, I would highly recommend doing that. Just like indecision is decision, not doing anything about it, watching this video and then saying, cool, well, that's a nice book, and not doing anything about it and not putting tools in your hands that could change your life and change your mentality, that is a decision in and of itself. If you've noticed on this channel, I've really been just packing a punch and I've really felt tremendously motivated. And then I read this book and I was on fire. I was like, oh my goodness, this is what I need to do. I need to stop with the pleasantries and just get into what needs to be said. And I want you guys to do the same thing. I want you to get rid of all the stuff that's distracting you, get rid of all that stuff, get rid of all the things that are false, giving you false confidence, giving you false, just falseness in your life. I think about when she's talking about her sock drawer, her sorting out her shirts, and she's like, "Well, I got that sorted out, but you know, I didn't do what I was actually supposed to do. Sorting out your sock, your shirt, your pants drawers, that's great, but what do you actually need to be doing? What are you running away from?" I think that's really important. So, I also have something really cool to tell you guys. This book has affected me in a huge way. And I really appreciate Jennifer and what she does. And I'm just so super thankful that she wrote this book and had the courage to write it. But I felt like at the end of this book, I kind of felt like there's so much in this book. We need like a workbook, Jennifer. We need a workbook. Jennifer. I don't think she will ever watch this video, but if you are watching this video, Jennifer, I want a workbook from you. But until she does that, we are going to be doing a mini video series off of this book and books like this. We're going to be pulling in some other books that are really, really great content that kind of go with the talk about fear, confidence, all of these things that she talks about. We're going to be going through a chapter by chapter, week by week video series on YouTube. I'm not sure quite yet if this is going to be a private group video thing or if this is going to be on the channel. But if you are interested in going through a week by week video series where we do practical application for each chapter, this is what you need to be doing. This is what you need to be focusing on. This is for me. This isn't just for you guys. Like, I need this, but we all need this if we really want to dig deep and do what we need to do. If you're interested in that kind of thing, my email address is right below this video. Go check that out. Send me an email. Tell me that you're interested in joining the group for this book, and we will get you set up. Even if this ends up being a public video, anyone who has like email interest, anyone who has emailed me with interest, that's the sentence I was looking for, they will get extra love from me during the week, extra comments, a little bit more interaction. So if you're interested in doing something like that, then email me down. My email address is down below, and let me know that you are interested in doing that. That will be coming soon, probably in the next few weeks. I will be announcing that video series, and then we'll have one video come out each week, potentially Wednesdays. And we're just going to go through this because I really think that there's so much in this book that is super, super powerful. So for the one person that was watching this live stream live, thank you so much for sticking around and watching. And I hope that you end up picking up this book. Again, that link is down below. Go check that out. I really want you to look at this book. So let me know. I would love for you to comment in the chat afterward and let me know if you actually ended up buying the book. That is super cool. So excited for you. And I hope that you have a fantastic Monday afternoon, and I will